So, hello, good morning for me. It is about 5 o'clock in the afternoon here, and I have just about come out of bed. I'm working night shifts this week. That's why I sleep in the days. So, I wanted to come out. I thought about to come out in live, but not really yet because I don't have so many viewers, and I think that my English is not very good. I'm sorry about the noise outside. It was a motorcycle. Well, what did I want to talk about today? I wanted to come out and talk about the thing that is in my description of my channel. I have put something about my childhood abuse and my childhood in general in that, and I I think I haven't never ever addressed it in English. I know that I have put out a couple of videos in Swedish because it's more convenient for me to talk about it in Swedish. But now that I have people looking at my videos from other countries, maybe I should address it a little bit. Well, what about it? When I will start like this. I am a survivor from childhood abuse, sexual abuse, and domestic violence from my own father. I think it's called, well, in my place it's called incest, when a father attacks his daughter sexually. And my upbringing was very different because my father was a working man out on ships all around the world, and he was very little home. He was home about 1.5 to 3 months in a row, and then he was out a lot of months at the sea. But so when he was at sea at his work, my childhood was awesome. Well, not awesome because of other things, but awesome for me to be left alone. But when he was home, it was another thing. Every time he came home from sea, from working as a sailor, he the first days was amazing. He was kind. He was gentle. He was giving. Some of the times when he came home, he brought gifts, and you knew that, wow, you were special because he had something for you. We were four children in my family, and sometimes one of the children got something, and sometimes all of us got something. But and in the beginning, when he was home, everything was happy. He joked with us. He played with us. He had the energy to be the good father. But then, as the days went by, something changed. And I remember that I was about 3 years old. That's my oldest memory. I am now 55, 56. I don't even know how old I am. But my oldest memory is from when I'm 3 years old, I know that I'm about that years old, because when I look at the pictures and I remember the height where I saw everything from, it's about 3 years old. Everything started there, or as I say, everything in my memory starts there. And at first it was small things that he could hurt you, but he did it in a way where he could apologize, and you would think it was not intentionally. And then sometimes it went so far that I got hurt really bad, and it was often in front of people. We had a small place out in the country, down by the sea, where my mother had a childhood home, a little cottage down by the sea, and we were there every summer, all summer long, and everything was good and great if he wasn't at home. But when he was home, it was something else. For me, it was, I usually say that I was walking around with sorrow and sadness, and I was walking around with fear for being hurt. And I thought in the beginning it was unintentionally. So I was so confused, because he could be so nice one minute, and the other minute he would stand there and just scream at me or hit me or push me or something. And other times, especially when he was drunk, when he was drinking, it was some sort of party or something like that, he always wanted me to sit in his lap. And he always wanted me to, when we were bathing or in the sauna, he always wanted me to sit in his lap. And I didn't want to do that, because every time I sat in his lap, he hurt me. And it was always people around when he did it. I don't understand that so many people that were around us in my childhood, that nobody noticed that he hurt me so bad, because he hurt me so bad that that I got sored, and not just sored, I got ripped. When I was 3 years old, I got ripped from his abuse. And I remember it because I remember the hurt, I remember the pain, I remember the confusion that I'm bleeding, and my mom says that I fell. And I know that I didn't. I know my dad did this. So it was very confusing. And at the same time, I thought I was alone about this, because everyone else just loved and adored him. And I know that I noticed that he also hurt my mom. And almost always when I said no to something, or I ran away to my aunt or her family, when I ran away to the woods to hide from him, almost always he hurt my mom instead. So I had that, that if I ran away, he would hurt my mom. And he always said to me that if I would someday tell people about this, he would get me locked up in the hospital for insanity here at this island. He threatened me to make my life hell. He threatened me to hurt me or the ones that I loved, he threatened me to silence. And this progressed, and it went on for years until I was 14 years old. That year, my mom made me go out on the sea with him for 2.5 months, or 2 months, at least 2 months, I think I was. Um, at that time, when you worked on the boats, on the ships around the world, you could invite one of your family members to come with you. And when I turned 14, it was my turn to go with him at his work for a whole summer. And I remember I had big fears. I felt sick on the way down to Portugal. I flew with other people that was going to the boat, and I remember I didn't want to go. So just before I went to the ship, I went to a hairdresser and I said, please cut all my hair away so he won't be molesting me on this boat, because I thought he was doing it because I was pretty and had long hair. So I wanted to look like a boy. And the hairdresser said, are you sure? And I said, yes, cut my hair off. And I had about a couple of, I think I don't, my hair was as shorter than 1 centimeter. And I dressed in jeans and a jeans jacket, and I looked like a boy. And when I came down to the ship, he was first angry that I have cut my hair. And then he showed me to my cabin, to my room on the ship where I was supposed to stay for 2.5 months. And when I saw that I had the room just across the hallway from my dad's room, I was, my heart sank, because I knew that he was going to abuse me all summer long. But I did something that summer. I went to speak to someone at the boat, and I told him that my father abuses me. I need protection. I can't be here all summer long. I will jump to sea, or something like that. And I cried, and I told him about my father's abuse for years. And this man, he took matter in his own hands, and he protected me all the journey, all the trip. He protected me. I know that he took the key away from my father, so he couldn't come into my room. And I know some nights he was knocking at the door, and he was knocking at the window, but I just laid there and just thank God that I did go to that man and tell him about it. So I was protected all summer. I don't even know the man's name today, but he will always be in my heart because he protected me all the way. When I came home in the fall, he came with me, and when we came home, he was angry. He was really angry. We were out at our cabin down by the lake, and he was so angry at me, and I just tried to get away, and I hiked with a motorcycle into town where my mother was at work, and I was there the whole day just to be away from him. And when I came home that night with my mother, we came home. I went. I was the first one who went into the home or cottage, and when I came into the door, he hit me so hard that I flew over the room, and I landed in the sofa, and I only saw stars. He hit me so hard I could only see stars. When I came around, he was coming towards me with his fist up in the air, and I heard my mom yell at him that he shouldn't do it. And he turned around and he pushed her so hard down the stairs, and she fell and she hit her head and she fainted. And I thought that he had killed her. So I ran up, I pushed him aside, I yelled to him, "Did you kill her, you son of a bitch?" And that was the first time that I ever stood up to him. And I yelled at him that in school before the summer they had told us that this was abuse and that I could go to the police. So I yelled to him that I will go to the police. You stop hurting us right here and now. And from that day, he never touched me again. But he did to others. I didn't know about that before I was older. So when I was 3 years old, my first memories from my childhood abuse comes up in my mind. And it was my father that hurt me so freaking bad that even today I am really, really hurt in my body, soul, and my appearance. Why didn't I tell anyone? People often ask me that. Why didn't I tell anyone? Because I was afraid that I would be killed or locked up in a hospital. I was afraid he would hurt my mom so bad that she wouldn't be there to protect me. I was afraid for so many years. And then my memories, I pushed them aside. Somewhere they disappeared. So in my youth, I talked about it with some of my friends, but then I just put it away and actively not thought about it, and it disappeared. And when I moved from home, I had a boyfriend, and I know that from my childhood abuse, I chose the boyfriends badly. I thought that this was what I was worth, so I was in an abusive relationship from the start. And with that man, I had my first child. I was about 18 years old. I almost had my pregnancy full done. I was 8 months pregnant when I was raped by that man and one of his friends when they were drunk. And from that moment, I just went inside. And I have been there almost my whole entire life. I haven't been in my body. I haven't been in my body. I haven't been in my mind. I have been fully working. I have been later, years later, I met a fantastic man and I had 2 more children. And I never told that man what I have been through. And that never lasted. We got 2 gorgeous children, and he is the father to the three of my children, and he is the best father ever. So I love him to death still, but it didn't last because I was broken. I was so broken that I couldn't have a relationship, and I still can't today. It's not good. So what happened next? Well, a couple of years ago, not a couple, 5 years ago, almost 6, it came to my knowledge that he had abused one of my closest family members too. And in a couple of months, it came to my knowledge it was 2 of them. And I was so mad. The mother, the tiger mother inside of me came out, and I was so mad, and I knew that now I have to speak, because this man has ruined my body and he has ruined 2 of my closest family members. So I started talking about it. I started making videos. I made him, I told him that I did those videos, because in my country, when I hadn't gone to the police when I was younger, it disappeared. So I cannot go to the police today and tell them about it, or I could tell them about it, but they couldn't do anything about it because it was too old. The case was too old. So so for me to get the case in front of a judge, I needed him to be so mad at me that he would bring it up himself. So I went out on the internet and I started talking about it, and I named him. And in this little community where I live, everybody knows everybody. So I started talking about it in videos. My videos starting to disappear. I know that some of the videos were taken down because people had, I don't know the name for it, but people have told someone to take it down. So I shared my life. I shared my frustration. I shared my inner voice for a couple of years in videos on my own YouTube channel and on my Facebook pages, 2 of them. And I spoke from my heart right out to the world and told them about him. He is still alive. He is an old man, but he's driving. He can see. He can touch people still. He can touch children, and he doesn't only touch girls. He touches boys too. And I did it because I didn't want him to destroy more children. He had destroyed me and 2 of my family members. After a couple of years, I met someone in my family that I hadn't met for many years. And she told me about my father, that he was the same when they were young. And she told me that I was not the first one that he had done anything to. And she told me that he had gone for both women and men and children. So that man has a lot of abuse on his heart to deal with when he comes to heaven. I have the last 5 and 6 years been through therapy. I have been to trauma therapy because I have PTSD. For right now, I live alone in my van because when I was a little girl, I wanted to run away, and I saw a Volkswagen Transit, and I said, one day I will own one of these and I will run away and I will never come back. I don't have a Volkswagen. I have a Nissan, and I bought it 4 years ago, and I made it my home. And here is where I live today. So I made my dream come true. But now I don't have to run anymore, because the shame and the hurt is not mine anymore. The shame is on him. I have taken the shame I have taken the hurt and I have put it where it belongs, at him. And I have done what I can do to feel better, but I will never heal from all of it. And I will never be that person without it. So, in a way, I have learned a lot to go through this, and I wouldn't be the same person today if I hadn't that in my backpack. But I have forgiven him in my heart. I have forgiven his soul, so to speak, because I believe that every soul is a good soul. And I believe that when you do something wrong, it is the thing you do that is wrong. I will never ever forgive his actions, and I hope that he will feel everything that he has done to everybody when he comes to the other side, because that's the only way to learn when karma hits you. And I hope someday that I can forgive him so much that I can remember and think about things that was good. But right now, nothing was really good in my childhood. So this is something about my childhood in 26 minutes and 48 seconds. And I'm talking about it now and then, a little bit here, a little bit there, when I feel about it, when I know now I need to talk about this or that or something. My life is a life filled of therapy and filled with meditation, long walks, a lot of thoughts, and my life is filled with love. I have children. I have my sister that I adore. I have friends, and I have other family members who are not really blood related, but family members still. I have people around me that I love and that loves me and sees my potential and sees my personality. And then I have people who turned their back when I told about what my father did. And when I told about it, my mother was still alive. She said she believed me. She said she believed us, the three of us. And she wanted to meet us and tell us that she loved us and that she believed us. But after a while, she couldn't resist. So she told me that for others' sake, she had the need to be around him. And after that, my heart died a little bit, because my mother was the greatest in my family for me. And that day, when she told me that she couldn't turn her back on him because of others, but she did believe me, I felt betrayed. I felt thrown away. I felt so unloved, and my world just shattered. But I managed to take me up from that floor again, because I literally hit the floor that day. And I managed to get myself up and make myself a human being with a big heart for everybody. And I try to help everybody that I know and that I love, and people that I don't know. And I try to be a good person to everybody that needs me. And I give more than I have, because I would never want to hurt anyone that way that I have been hurt. So this is something about me and my childhood, and I know that I get sentimental when I talk about it, because I don't really have the thoughts in order to talk about it. I just ramble things, and I don't have I don't know really what I'm saying. I have written down a few things, but then I just walk away in the memory lane. Well, my childhood was absolutely hell. And I know that hell is here on earth. So I know someday I will find heaven, I think. Right now I have found peace, and I have found I have found myself in a way. I know what I want, and I know that never ever is anyone going to hurt me like that again. And I know that. I'm sorry, I have talked too much. So now I need to say thank you for listening to this video. I hope you have a great day until we meet again. If you want to ask questions, do that. If you want to thumbs up this video and share it, or at least if you want to subscribe or something like that, do what you want. I thank you for listening for this video, and I hope to see you again. Till then, love, light to you, and we'll see you again. Thank you.